and we're going the correct way because we never went any other direction.
Do you, Barrett?
It's not that I hate it. I hate the fact that Shinra took a loyal animal like that and co-opted it for their own self-serving agenda.
Poor old Stan.
Tell him, Barrett.
Hell yeah. He's so real for that.
I was gonna say the thing about Barrett is he has an opinion on everything.
I've seen you saying hell yeah like that, Joey. I've seen a lot of resurgence in the banana bread at work, dude. Have you guys been seeing it?
No.
All right. Well,
Think you're making progress? And then
I think it's post Vine because it's way too long to have just been a Vine.
It's a good plan.
And it's just a guy in his car after work eating banana bread and being
Hell
like,
yeah.
yo, my mom said if I waited, good things would happen. And then I waited and I got banana bread at work, dog. And that's a good thing. You know, but there are bad things in life too. Like working and not getting paid a lot of money, bro. And when your eye itches and you scratch it and it still fucking itches, bro. And he just gets more and more agitated and it ends with, but banana bread at work, bro? Hell yeah.
Neither of us are on TikTok.
It's not a TikTok. It's not a TikTok. It's older than TikTok.
Post-Vine, pre-TikTok.
Post-Vine, pre-TikTok.
It's older.
Pre-Elon. Post-Vine, pre-TikTok, pre-Elon. Still Twitter, though.
But I've seen a resurgence in that meme particularly.
Post-Vine, post...
See,
oh
Aiden, do you mean you've seen a resurgence of it being referenced among people in
Yes.
real life? Okay, well, see, I don't talk to anybody but you two.
No, in real life, but also online.
Okay.
I've seen both.
What was that? But what before Vine? Way before it? What was the? It was like 5-second films. Is that what?
Well, that wasn't a service. That was the one YouTube.
That was the
channel.
one YouTube channel that did.
That was the one YouTube
They were
channel of
truly-
a group of filmmakers.
Truly
who were-
ahead of their time.
Yeah, and well, also unlike a lot of Vine, they were actually funny sometimes.
Exactly.
I mean, I say that, you know, sometimes. I will say the best thing about the entire like Vine thing is that it gives me a lot of optimism for the comedy films that are going to be made by directors in 10, 20 years. Because they're all going to have a much greater appreciation for slapstick and physical comedy than comedy films have had for decades. It's been very funny to watch people who only have 7 seconds to tell a joke.
Yes.
Like, well, then it's got to be immediately understandable and funny, which is also why so much of that type of stuff is not funny.
Yeah.
But when it hits, it's good.
You say the only equivalent of that we get is like Adam Sandler films, where it's like it's funny because the fat guy fell downstairs. Right? You're laughing, aren't you?
It's funny because he took the crowbar from that guy and hit him in the face.
That was funny, actually.
That's a Punch Drunk Love reference. That's actually a really good movie.
That movie, I know I was giving you real-time commentary, but like that movie, like there was a knot in my stomach for so much of that movie watching it. I was so nervous watching it.
It's a stressful film.
I was stressed the hell out.
I
hadn't been that
movie.
stressed ever watching a horror movie.
I really like that movie.
It's really good.
We should be reaching that.
I have developed a taste for like really just hard cuts. Like mid scream or just right at the beginning of like a loud noise, just cut right there. And I will cackle.
That's also kind of a internet and Vine thing of hard out of a joke.
Yep.
That's why so many clips of Lethal Company are funny, because like people just die immediately and you hear them mid-screen just cut off and echo to the distance.
I don't know if have you seen any footage of Lethal Company?
I think I've seen those that he is describing.
Yeah. Because the in-game chat, you know, your voice, like you get sent to a separate like audio room with only the dead people. Like if you die, you can't talk to other people who are still alive.
Perfect.
Well, before we go up there, let's go check this room out.
Thought this place was abandoned.
Guess not.
This is like that one post I saw years ago about this person that worked in a hotel and...
Hold on. So if I'd had time, I would have put sing-along lyrics on screen for you guys, but I'll do it in the episode other people are watching for the stamp theme.
Yes, sir. God, I don't think when I was
Knew
here,
the lyrics to the propaganda song.
I don't think I realized there were that many lyrics.
It's a really long song. Like I pulled up the words for you guys on like verse 4 or 5.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a really long song.
God.
But yeah, I did quickly pull up the lyrics on my phone to let them see it midway through that.
God. Oh, man.
Now we can play that back in 7th Heaven and annoy the hell out of Barrett.
Give it up, assholes, or we'll blow to hell! Surrender! Brace yourself. Deal with that.
Yes, it's my turn! Fire in one all! Can you sleep in?
Would kill for a shower.
Listen to what happens when I cut the tables, because I realize something odd is going on here.
What the heck? But here's the thing, though, Jacob. Have you ever cut a table in real life with
No.
a sword? What if it just sounds like that?
It could make a jet engine noise for all I know.
Why not?
So many guards.
No, can't go that way. It's blocked off by the wet floor sign.
That we just
Damn.
kicked off.
So now you have to jump into the very obviously, like, big open room.
What are you talking about?
Damn. The illusion of choice. What a
So this
bad
is
video
still
game.
an instance of of the game expanding things quite a bit, like the way that we saw when we played the a bit of the original game. How escaping through the top plate of Sector 8 is like a 3-screen affair. Like you see Aerith, you walk through the square, and then like a couple of cops show up and you jump on a train. In the original game, the entire train section of like jumping out of the train was was 2 screens, and then you went into a vent that led into the next area, which was again 1 screen, but is going to be a full dungeon in this game as well. So what was 3 screens and like maybe with random encounters, it was 5 minutes of your time. Is blown up to like 2 hours here. Is that good? Is that bad?
Oh,
who can say? Where did that thing come
ahead.
from?
Get back!
Hey, girly.
Say what you will about Shinra, but they make sturdy shipping containers.
They do.
Well, if they're shipping power sources, you probably gotta be.
Take your best shot!
It's real easy for us to have seen this thing and be like, guys, how did you not see that? But I guess everything in this world kind of looks like this.
It's true.
So it's like, I guess you can't
Everything,
really blame
like, listen, their construction equipment is a big silly hand. We saw this in the opening cutscene. Everything's got a weird face on it and looks like it was designed to sell a figurine and or kill you. Crippling its parts significantly fills its stagger gauge. It was an outdated model used during the last war, so it was kept in storage in Corkscrew Tunnel.
The Crab Warden, what a name. You kill it.
Bring it down.
Kill it dead, it'll be fine.
We'll figure it out. I appreciate Tifa's go-get-em gusto on punching this thing with her hands. I'm just saying, like Cloud with the giant metal sword and Barrett with the gun, like, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
you're where you're doing what you're supposed to do. But Tifa's like, I'm gonna help too, guys.
And the thing is, she is.
Yes, she actually, if you build her like correctly, and building her quote correctly is not that hard. She has the best damage output of anybody in this game.
She's kind of crazy. She's kind of cracked. As
But
the
we,
kids say.
but we're not ready for that discussion yet. I guess your kids are gonna love it though.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons I wanted to do New Game Plus and never got a chance to, but I really wanted to because I was like, I only really figured out how to use her towards the end of the game. And I started using her and I was like, damn.
Maybe if we finish this playthrough in a timely manner, we can do a hard mode run, you and me on stream or something.
Hell yeah.
That's not gonna happen. But timely manner is the real precluding factor here.
Well, who knows? Who knows what happens?
Now we can concentrate on the big.
Listen, none of us can see the future, so
true.
we don't know what'll happen in it.
The future is an unknown mystery to all of us here today.
It's unknown to me.
So Aiden, out of curiosity, you haven't played this game.
No.
I think I've done a decent job of explaining its mechanics so far. When
Yeah.
you're watching this, do you have any idea what's going on? Because this game is kind of visual chaos.
It is a little bit. I do have ideas, yeah, but I couldn't be like, this is the button you're pressing. You're up. But I can, like, I saw the summon meter pop up, and I was like, oh, he's gonna be able to do that because it's a boss fight. I can typically keep pretty good track of like when you're swapping characters. Like the menus, the fact that it slows down as you're doing those things, I think is really helpful. Like just kind of that pause it gives you.
That pause is, I think, the real genius of this game, because in many ways we are looking at we're basically looking at a polished version of the interface of what Kingdom Hearts was trying to do 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Because like they have been trying to build an RPG with a command menu and lots of options since KH1.
Yeah.
And like I like the KH games and they work, but every time they tried to get it like a little more complicated, they either wound up with a system that didn't really work, like Crisis Core, or they wound up with something that was really difficult to balance, like Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance. And it's just really funny to me that after 20 years, they just kind of gave up and they decided, okay, well, we'll just do it, but like when you open the menu, you can navigate it like it's a menu.
And it works pretty dang good.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think it's a great system, and it's really funny that to me because it's just like this. This to me is like a really obvious culmination of 20 years of work, not even from the
Yeah.
same people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like just of a shared like dream essentially, and that the culmination of it finally working was them giving up. It is worth noting that you can do shortcuts, like in like you can basically hold down one of the shoulder buttons, and it will change all of the face buttons, X, square, triangle, circle. You can assign them to be some of your abilities.
Interesting.
So, for example, if you wanted to use Braver or cast a lightning spell without opening the menu, you could map it to one of those face buttons, hold down the shoulder button, and just cast it quickly. I just don't do that very often.
I don't either, and that's the thing is, you know, in most games I would, but the quick break from combat to assess what's going on is just so valuable.
And like there is some value to like because like some of the moves that you get are like very specifically like counter moves.
Oh, are we
So-
finally gonna get to see his big attack? Ifrit, something?
Yes, we will right here. Some people who are really good at this game, like they'll map some of their attacks to those face buttons that are like counters or parries or whatever. And so they'll like do it quickly instead of going into the menu. But also like, you know, hitting X stops the game instantly, so you can, you know,
Yep.
you can still do a really fast counter to something. Technically time is still moving when you're paused, but it's so slow that you gotta have really slow reaction time to, you know, not get ready to counter something
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
hitting X.
If anything, because it moves like that, it's better for counters because it's like, well, if you pause too early, you can just
Wait until you get a little closer and then use the move.
I saw there was something we were doing earlier where there was a timer on the screen, and when you were in the menu, it was ticking like 100th of a second for every second.
But yeah, but it does
that
still
went by.
technically move.
Yeah. Well, no, and I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair.
The game is moving, and if there's a timer, the clock is still moving.
Yeah, but it's drastically slowed. But being able to see, like, okay, now I can see this is how fast it's moving.
Yep.
I was like, okay, I feel like I have a better idea now because I could tell, like, you can see this.
A pair of metal knuckles.
Weapon for Tifa.
You can see, like, the particle effects and stuff still moving, so I understood that time was still moving, just drastically slowed. No way,
Well, no,
bro.
it just exploded because it has to. It's a video game. It has to explode at the end.
I thought it was, like, setting up another phase.
There is a really funny joke. Yes, of course it's a joke. In the original 2 Metal Gear games on MSX, when you beat a boss, even if it's just like a human guy with a sword, they blow up in like a fireball explosion, right? This does not happen in Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2, which are the 3D games that most people have actually played. I mean, sometimes bosses explode when you beat them, but it's not like a rule. What's really funny is when you play Metal Gear Solid 3, which is set in the 60s, every boss you fight, other than one, does explode for no reason. So it's like, this is a thing that happened before the turn of the century. That just happened when you beat people in this universe.
Eventually, they just found a cure for it.
Exactly.
The president.
Uh-oh.
He wants a status report.
He doesn't believe in reports, though.
Yes.
I know, it's true.
Yes.
Well, the president does, just Heidegger doesn't.
Everything is fine, sir. Better, even. There's been a development.
Their combat capabilities are far greater than we expected because I didn't read the report that told me what to expect. His TV screen looks like Nier Automata right now.
It does.
It's the right color
If
tones.
the armor is intact, then you'd best determine the nature of this anomaly soon.
I think the anomaly was they beat it up.
Also, this is old war tech, so it's like...
Should you fail to do so,
It's a piece of junk.
you will deal with our intruders personally.
Yes, sir.
Don't worry. I treat my people more than fairly. So don't disappoint me.
Where are you going? Your chair's back there. Oh, he's just gonna go laugh some more?
I love all of the undone belts that he's on his jacket. Like, that just seems like
The
overkill.
passage is beyond these shipping containers. Let's slip through them. Talk about a tight squeeze.
Maybe for you, Barrett.
You okay?
You're not a twink.
So, you bump into any giant robots like that in Reactor 1?
Yeah, except the bastard looked like a scorpion. Speaking of which, what would you say that last one looked like?
Huh? Well...
Looks dead now.
Wow, he's so cool.
I actually like that. I'm surprised he didn't even get a chuckle out of either of them for that one. But I love how like genuinely excited Barrett sounds to talk about the animalistic appearances of the robot. Speaking, what kind of animal did you guys think that one looks like? I think that cloud looks like a turtle. I think that cloud looks like a dove. I don't get to see clouds very often down here in the slums. How about you, cloud? You look like that cloud looks like a twink.
Just so you know, it's not gonna get any easier.
When did it ever?
It's that Akira elevator. Every time you see that elevator, it's Akira. Even if they stole it from something else, it was from Akira first.
Well, I hadn't seen Akira. I've seen Ava, and they got those in Ava.
Yeah, they stole it from Akira.
I know.
You gotta watch that movie.
One
Gotta
day.
watch that movie.
I want to.
It's real good. I had a very visceral experience the very first time I watched that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because the very ending of the movie, let's just say there's some very visually gross meat monstrosities.
Yeah.
And just as I was living in a house at that time where I was like above a kitchen, and just as that part was happening, people down below me were cooking venison, and it was potent, and it was like one of those like 4D movie experiences where they pump smells into the theater. It wasn't actually that strong, but it was strong enough that it made an impression.
We cut through section G.
Man, technology's advanced too far because I went to, I had a trip in a place that had a bunch of, touristy stuff, and there were a bunch of 7D theaters.
That's too many Ds.
That's too many.
You can't handle that many Ds.
The human eye can't see past 5D.
We got a date with the reactor.
But yeah, there were several. There was a 5D, a 6D, and later on at the end of the trip,
You've only got 5 senses.
I know.
What are the other Ds for?
I could not tell you. I think it looked.
Ghosts.
It looked like
That's
weird.
the sixth sense.
You still got another one after that.
I was gonna say.
You said 7D. We got too many Ds.
It looked like 3D, like I think you had a gun.
Also, can we talk about how that wasn't actually the sixth sense? He says, "I see dead people." Sight is a sense. Movie's stupid. M. Night Shyamalan, more like M. Night Shyamafraud.
I never saw it, but I trust Iraqi because Iraqi obviously didn't care about it enough to not spoil it in JoJo's Part 6.
So, not a super impressive JPEG below us.
No.
Very flat city, but that's okay. You can see outside the wall for the first time. We can see, other than like the opening cutscene, obviously, you can see outside the confines of the city.
But it's fine. You can see the arid near desert
This ought to
landscape
open it.
outside the city from here.
Hit it again, Cloud.
Just
No
cut
good?
the door open.
Needs power, I think.
If only we knew someone who could make bombs.
Control room.
Let's check it out.
Well, wait for me. They're so eager.
They are.
Maybe no one uses that.
They running.
I'm getting the feeling no one's come down here for a long
This was one of those zones where it's like you have to just kind of suspend your disbelief for video game stuff. Where it's like we can't go through that door. It's like Cloud, I've seen you jump. Like,
well, they can't jump, and we don't have rope. Just
They
like
can't-
just as with the Uncharted problem with the first 3 Uncharted
Tifa
games.
can jump. We've seen her jump in combat.
Yeah, Tifa could do some jumps. Maybe the two of them could like tie a rope to Barrett, and the two of them could jump and bring Tifa and bring Barrett along with them.
Insufficient power.
Of course.
Hey guys, look at this. Instructions for dealing with a power shortage.
Kill the lights, and we free up power for the gate and other stuff.
Sun lamps. You think these are the plate suns? The closest thing we have to the real thing.
Gotta put out a sun just to open a gate, huh?
But if we go
Seems
through it,
wildly
the
inefficient.
grounders in Sector 4 will suffer.
An hour later, sun's going out for good when we blow the reactor.
That's true.
She said it like James Gunn's Suicide Squad. That's true.
All these lamps. You'd think they'd be able to balance the load by now, though.
Maybe. If the maintenance guys or whoever weren't playing hooky.
The lamps are important, but when you think how much Mako it must
I mean,
take
as we've observed, there is a decent bit of sunlight getting in through the cracks and from like the outer perimeter of the city. I don't think like these going off at nighttime is probably a big deal. During the day, I don't think it's actually that much of a problem.
No. It may get like colder down there, but who cares? If anything, they should just be growing crops.
These
in the
things
area
better
where
not be putting off heat. If these are putting off heat, we would be melting right now.
Well, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Well, but what if it's just really good technology where it just blows the heat down?
I mean, it's possible.
Very
Shinra
well
makes so many great products.
Exactly.
Very well ventilated heat.
Yahoo.
In Tim Rogers' review of Final Fantasy VII Remake, he's talking about like the distinct like styles of structures for each of this game's chapters, and he describes when he uses this chapter as an example of there are some dungeons that are like it's not a linear hallway There's like kind of like some futzing around and wandering around. And he used this as the model. I forget what he called though. He comes up with funny titles for everything. No, I'm sorry, Tim, if you watch this. Very serious titles. But when he starts talking about this chapter, he says, in this chapter, Cloud, Barrett, and Tifa visit an unusually large Costco to find one particular item.
Not again.
It's bothering me so bad that you haven't equipped Tifa with her new weapon.
Oh, the Knuckles?
Yeah.
Tell you what, the rot runs deep in this damn.
I'm sure I remember to eventually. I'd tell you, like, because normally I would have, like, you know, edited this and I'd remember exactly what happened in it. But I shot this yesterday and we're watching the raw tape. Exactly. There's no modifications to this. No sneaky extras and other stuff shoved in here. And no second takes, by the way.
No.
There's going to be some sloppy play later.
Damn, they're already gone.
It's too late.
Oh, is he doing it?
Am I doing it? Maybe not. I guess I'm not doing it.
He's doing something.
I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? What is he doing? It's impossible to say without investigating.
It's true.
Just checking stuff out.
We just have to keep watching and find out what
chilling.
happens. I guess I'm just buying magic attack power with high HP. I am keeping my HP high, and I am using a lot of magic. No, I'm not getting that. I'm getting something else. What am I getting?
He got it yesterday. You should know.
I don't know what I got. Okay, I got that.
He just closed his eyes and let the spirit of gaming take over.
Oh.
That wasn't.
That's not even inside you because of gaming.
That's not even the weapon you were using.
Nope. I think I might switch to it in a minute here because I'm using a lot of magic. So we're fighting a lot of monsters that are weak to ice. So yeah, so Tifa's new ability over here in the corner is called Overpower, which is her abilities are all a little wacky and hard to understand compared to the others. Once you like get a hold of them, you're like, ah. That one says it's a move that lets you more effectively pressure enemies. It's not about increasing the stagger gauge, it's about forcing enemies into a pressured state where they are more vulnerable to having their stagger gauge increase. So once you've got a lot of these moves, you got a lot to consider about how to efficiently stagger a guy.
Yep.
Some enemies it won't matter if you use the more efficiently stagger, I mean, more efficiently pressure or whatever, because it might be like, oh, they only get pressured if you interrupt them, or like the mysterious enigma. A little while ago, they might only get pressured when you beat up a couple of their supporting goons, or, you know, there's a lot of them have very specific parameters. But some enemies, it's just hit them a lot, inflict a certain amount of damage, interrupt them when they're performing an attack, whatever.
Oh, yes, and the feature of just bring your materia over, this game would be a grade lower if that was not there.
If you had to respec every single time.
Every single time.
It would be rough if you had to do that. But now I gotta figure out what to put on her. What am I gonna grind? I considered for a moment the auto-cure materia, and then I said no.
And you said, come on, I'm not that bad at games, right? No, there's no shame in using that.
Yeah, there's gonna be
but
a lot of.
You're not leveling it up, so it is a shame.
There's gonna be again since I did not rehearse these levels like I would normally like to. You are gonna watch a lot of real-time menu futzing in this. Mm-hmm. So I apologize, folks. We can talk about something else for these menus. There's not gonna be anything that interesting going on.
But listen, that's the classic experience. That's the classic Final Fantasy gaming experience.
And also, it's also what most playthroughs on the internet look like. But for some reason, I've decided to arbitrarily hold myself to an insane standard that I made up for the videos that nobody's watching. Oh, we have stuff to give Chadley when we see our best friend next.
Oh, Chadley, where are you, my king, my liege?
Just passing through.
Yeah, with the blizzard spells, it's like they're the hardest to hit because the enemy can just walk out, but they feel very good when it actually does.
If enemies are weak to it, they're more likely for that initial hit to pressure them, which means they're not going to move. But yeah, they are, as we talked about previously, they're harder to land because they don't do damage instantly. They do damage after a minute or two.
Everybody in the party can jump that.
I want to point out that's a full-on truck over there.
Yeah.
With a crane on the back of it. How'd that get there?
Well, maybe they just needed a crane. They're like, we're not going to install one.
But how'd they get that? The truck couldn't have driven there from anywhere.
They used a crane.
Lucky us, am I right? One less thing for us to worry about.
You know you're not wrong. It's good logic, Joey. You got me there.
See, if this was a good video game, they'd let you just destroy those anyway, because you know you'd still get XP.
Sure.
Destroying them.
I mean, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Especially because in a couple of instances where there are going to be turrets on the ground that we can attack with our swords, but it doesn't do anything even though they're going to come to life later.
Exactly.
You can get an advantage on those fights.
Filling the air that we gotta breathe with their shit.
Monsters sure seem to like it. What's
Uh-oh.
up with that?
It's like in the tunnels. They get twisted by the Mako, but it all goes back to Shinra.
What are they, like fish birds?
They're fish birds, yeah.
How do I not remember those things despite
Joey,
my obsession with fish?
There's a reason that you don't remember those things.
Okay.
Those things only appear in random encounters on the one screen of the original game that is the underside of the plate, right? Like the
Yeah.
part that's represented right here. And also, even though they were just pointed out to us by the characters as like, a feature in the world to look at, there is only one encounter in here with those fish enemies.
Okay.
There are 2 that you can fight, and if you don't assess them, they're gone.
Damn.
And you can't get them until your second playthrough.
I guess that's why I don't remember them.
There's some definite I didn't rehearse here stuff because the instinct of like I don't know what the right way to go is, so you've got to go the wrong way first in a video game. I guessed incorrectly every time, and I went the right way first, and I have to come back down and go the wrong way.
I hate it.
I know I'm not a
hate
real
it.
gamer.
No, not you. I'm saying I hate that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. Once again, every single time, I don't care. I will always plug Dead Space as having here's the progression button. You can see where you're supposed to go for side content. 16 had that.
Yeah, FF16 did have a button that was like, where am I supposed to go right now? Oh, I'm supposed to go left? Then I'll go right.
Yep, there really wasn't much to see as far as side content went, but you always knew, right?
Did you?
Well, we could always do another lap.
Go for 10, why don't you?
The only other
Barrett
route-
fume. Ah, Cloud owned him. How do I get back at him?
Along the wall.
Up for giving it a try? It might not work out, but it's the only idea I've got.
It's not a bad one.
So we're shooting for those giant fans way over there? Okay. At least we've got a clear landmark to guide us.
If you say so.
Well, we're not going that way yet, because that's progression. Oh, chests.
Oh, loot.
I really wish there weren't chests and crates in this game. Filming this in particular, like the amount of time that I spent like checking corners for crates and boxes, and like the compulsion is stupid because they almost never have anything good in them.
Yeah, no, that's the thing, is I don't, okay. This is what I think. I don't mind their, like, remove the frivolous items out of the crates completely. Remove the majority, like, okay, if you're going to keep the boxes, have everything that you can get in a crate in a box because you kind of already can.
Yeah.
Save the boxes to exclusively have equipment, and then you're good because boxes will always be
But then
exciting.
you got too much equipment.
No, you remove the majority of the boxes out of the
Okay,
game.
all right, sure.
I'm saying you know, if there's 10 boxes in a level, there's a box in
Sure.
the level or
All right.
2.
Yeah. Or you just gotta like figure out more valuable things to put in them, but that requires usually like inventing new systems for those things to be plugged into. But I don't know, just replaying this game now for the third time. And I mean, I knew this even the first time going through, but really this time is like stopping to blow up boxes to maybe get a Moogle medal
Yeah.
is like
There can be a better way.
They're afraid of the game coming up short, of you not having enough to do as you walk around. There's so much in this and in FF15 and FF16 that is a direct response to people complaining about FF13. So much of the map design and stuff you do, and it just feels to me exactly like they're just terrified of hallway simulator comments. They have to give you something to do and reasons to look around for hidden things. Because like in FF13, the levels are mostly very linear with occasional extremely obvious non-priority branching paths that terminate in a dead end and one chest.
Okay.
And the chest is just like sitting there.
Oh baby, what's in the chest? I'm guessing
When I read
Gil.
it to her before bedtime. Doing all the voices.
Life in the endless
Damn.
maze. Am I right? I remember.
You guys mentioned that book at the beginning of the episode, a few minutes ago. We were talking about the walking through the tunnels was driving you crazy.
Crazy.
Oh, God. You gotta stop, both of you. I know Aiden didn't do anything, but I'm blaming her for this somehow.
So I brought it up.
Don't worry. Even if it had not been said, it's wormed its way. It's only wormed its way into. I don't know. I've never seen an actual video of people saying it ever.
Oh,
it's
I have.
just from my friends, specifically like one or two friends for a little bit. Hey,
So get these guys, or you don't get them.
Get these lads. They got
They can
bubble
shoot
beam.
bubbles. It calls us the slumber spoon. They can put your party to sleep.
Blue goo.
Azure pigmented creatures that like dark, moist environments. Despite being extremely timid, when their fight or flight response is triggered, they often fight rather than flee.
Then they're not timid. Because we just walked in and they're like,
Isn't there a whole thing like snakes are usually very scared of you, and if a snake is like seems to be aggressively slithering at you, it's actually that it's like it's trying to run away, but it's just too stupid to think to turn around.
Yes.
That's interesting.
Yep. That is absolutely true.
It gets spooked and it just bolts straight because turning around for a snake is a kind of complicated endeavor.
Yeah, whatever direction it was already facing, it's like, I'm going there the fastest I can. And if you will simply get out of its way, it'll keep going.
One of these days, I'll resist the compulsion to blow up those crates for no reason. To get more potions from my 99 potion stock.
You gotta start selling them for like 10 gil a piece. Then you'll be rich.
They're only there for me to do multi-heals outside of battle, and it takes too long. I should just use high potions. I have plenty of those, too.
Yeah.
What am I doing with my life, says Cloud, ex-soldier first class. I got roped into this thing because this girl I was into years ago is a terrorist now.
Sure seems that way.
Jeez.
That's pretty cool, though.
When you put it that way...
That's what happened!
When you put it that way, I don't feel as bad about some of my dating choices.
Cloud's like, I can fix her. And then she's like, I can fix him.
And Barrett's like, I can fix the planet!
The endless feedback loop.
Hey guys, you know, these fans are really loud and...
You chickening out?
Hell no! Well, I'm just worried that your phony ass is gonna get blown off the side and shit.
Enough! We gotta keep moving.
Okay then. Follow me.
Don't worry, Barry. You ain't got to worry about this. You're built like a brick shit house.
One with a tornado warning, maybe? Don't look at the fan. Whatever you do.
Why not?
Right.
Because
You'll
then
get
it
a
would
bunch of
blow,
shit in your
blow
eyes.
stuff in your eyes.
No, I meant the player.
What's funny is there is, in a second here, she's going to tell you to look at the fan, and I, like, failed to trigger a cutscene where Barrett goes, you just said not to do that.
Damn.
Because a second ago when we saw that we were going to get a piece of materia and a bridge collapsed,
What's so fan over
it said, it was a little pop-up in the corner, it was like purple, and it said Discovery. So there are non-critical objectives in this game that aren't side quests that are called discoveries. They aren't part of like the side quest tree. They aren't part of the main quest either. When we beat all of these side quests back in Sector 7 and we were allowed to go hang out with Tifa and talk with Marl again, that was technically designated as a discovery.
I think that took a couple years off my life. I mean, not really. Couple seconds, maybe. 3 tops.
The materia we missed a minute ago said like Discovery. There's some materia over there. Once you start walking across, like, and it goes in, it zeroes in like this, and you're going slow because you're resisting the wind, you can't turn your camera all the way to the right. If I looked before I walked onto that, then it would have noted that there was a red materia back there, and that would have been added as a new discovery. Now we can still go get it. We don't have to get the discovery like icon to acquire it.
But it's to let the player, let the player know, hey, there's a point of
there's a thing
interest.
over there.
The cargo platform Biggs was talking about. Let's not keep him waiting.
Again, I did not have time to reshoot because I was filming this very fast last
Error.
night.
Insufficient power.
Aw, shoot.
You're kidding me.
Needs 3 lights worth, looks like.
But that's all of them, isn't it?
All or nothing.
Let's regroup here if we get lost. Remember the H1 sign.
Are we gonna be able to see it if the lights are off?
Let's see.
I mean, there's all kinds of other lights, just not the big. In fact, the big lights are down below. They're not really helping us any. It's all kind of like, just, utility lights up here.
The big
By
lights
the light of
don't
these
matter.
magnificent lamps, we shall lead our brothers and sisters of the Undercity to a brighter future.
Say what?
It's from a speech President Shinra gave, talking up the importance of the sun lamps.
Brighter future my ass. Shinra's leading us down a one-way path to darkness and death.
Okay,
Damn.
Barrett.
Error. Insufficient power.
We need to disable a lamp first.
One whole lamp.
The H1 sign. Remember where we parked, crew. Did we park the car here, Lewis?
Dude,
Lewis?
I didn't tell you. Last night for movie night, that was one of the movies we pulled.
Oh, you actually watched it again?
Yeah.
Alright.
Lewis.
See, right where I told you it was. Talking about Jackie Brown.
A good ass movie.
Pretty good. Shockingly, like, one of the more faithful book adaptations I've ever watched. Like, most of the dialogue is just straight up from the book.
That's. I genuinely appreciate a film like that.
It is a long movie, and
That's
it cut a lot of side plots, but it's pretty. The scenes that it adapts are pretty direct. A bridge is not there. There's no bridge. The bridge is not where it should be. What should we do about this? I don't know.
Let's flip it and go.
But what if
I'm
there's
checking
a
for
crack?
trinkets. See, Barrett? Trinkets.
Two potions.
My thirst for trinkets must be quenched, boy.
Phoenix down.
It's slightly more valuable than the 2 potions we could have gotten, Joey. You're sorry, man.
I'm gonna get it right one day.
Father, we're trying to fight, you know, the Norse gods. Why are you so worried about trinkets?
Rerouting power.
You do not understand, boy.
How do you think I got here, boy?
I have been adventuring for many years, boy. It's important to check nooks and crannies. In the old days, boy, the camera was fixed. It would play tricks on me, using perspective to hide things.
But I did not give in. I was smarter. Father,
No need to fret.
what's a camera?
This ain't gonna keep us from reaching the reactor.
Good. Gonna date this video again, but I was.
We dated it pretty.
know.
Pretty specifically.
I
At this
said,
point.
yeah, I know. I was gonna say when watching the Game Awards and they were like, new DLC for free, and it's out now. And
For
then-
God of War Ragnarok.
For God of War
yeah.
Ragnarok, and then like nearly immediately it was like 2 new DLCs for Final Fantasy 16. You got to pay for them. I was like, well,
Well,
God of War seems cool.
what's really funny about that one is that the trailer for the God of War Ragnarok DLC, it looks like it's just like, oh, it's a little roguelite mode. That'll be neat. I haven't read about it yet, but all I saw was people freaking out about, oh my god, how is this free?
Yeah.
So apparently it's really big. Okay, this is not the way forward. This is an optional bridge. So there better be something good over here.
There's
Nothing.
not
Off to
one.
a bad start.
Oh baby, a high potion.
Turbo.
That restores all of your MP. That's actually not bad.
Cool.
We'll never use it though, because I could need it. I might need it later.
I'm not sure I ever used an ether in this game.
You're gonna see me use ethers, not in this episode, but in the next one.
That's fine. Use them if you got them. Unless you're playing Devil May Cry because it'll lower your score.
Lined it up.
And what are you? Kamiya says you're a bitch. Well, it's like Kamiya's not involved in that crap anymore. Hideyaki Itsuno.
Which way to the next?
You know what was really funny, Joe? I don't know if you noticed this. The official account for because E3's dead now forever, right?
Yep.
Right.
Organization's shutting it down. The official account released an image with text saying we've decided to close it down forever. Thank you so much for enjoying and supporting over the years. Blah
Yes.
blah blah. Right. The image in the background is like a blue tinted shot of obviously a stage and one of the shows, right? It is specifically the DMC5 reveal.
Oh really?
You can see Dante, Nero, and V, and you can see Hideyaki Itsuno and his translator on the stage.
Hell yeah,
it is from the 2019 Xbox show.
Awesome. Damn. Yeah, I saw that, and I saw a lot of people being like, "Oh man, so bummed about this," and I was like, I thought it was already officially
Yeah.
dead.
These creatures start spinning when interrupted. In this state, they can shrug off melee attacks, so use long-range attacks instead. Stop them from spinning, and they become susceptible to staggering.
Just counter them.
It said feed on. It also said they feed on the blood of living creatures.
Love that.
Tartsicot.
Just like that, okay?
I got you.
Just like that.
Wow. Love
Oh,
that.
boxes.
Oh baby. No Moogle medals for you. Moogle medals should be earned for like combat or something. It doesn't make any more sense than finding them
Finding them in crates. There should be a scoring system or something that you get that gives you Moogle medals. Where's trinkets? Trinkets, trinket, 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 trinket. Treat, 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 treat.
Treat. T-R-E-A-T. Treat, no treat. Treat, no treat. No treat.
No light. Light off. Light go off. Power come on.
Makes 2 lights down.
Meaning we've only got one left.
Wow.
Hands in sight, y'all.
Should be able to climb down from here.
Just blow
Well, hold
it
on,
up.
Cloud. I don't want to go that way yet. I have to go the opposite direction of where the video game wants me to go. Hold on. Is there anything over here? Okay, I can't actually go there. There's a whole other platform over there that's lit up.
We'll check them out now if we fall.
No, I can't go over there. That was used. There's nothing. I got excited over nothing. We can go now.
What a damn shame.
I love how insane this place is. Just the entire setup of all this scaffolding around these lights and these lifts to get between them, and just like porb, purple orb, porb.
Oh, I see.
I bet it would taste good. When it comes to
I think you think all of them taste good.
no,
Joey.
when it comes to heart,
Let's go backwards. Which one of them tastes bad?
To hell with Shinra and their night.
red.
Yeah?
Red.
All right, got
Red
it.
tastes bad?
Okay,
Red tastes like cinnamon.
that's bad to me.
Okay.
No, it's when it comes to anything like that, anything. This is personal opinion, but anything that looks remotely hard candy, blue and purple are the superior ones
Okay,
every time.
interesting.
Every single time. It's the same in Deep Rock as well. A Quarks and Bitter Gems, despite the name, would taste very good.
Aiden, your opinion. Best and worst tasting materia.
Let's finish this.
We need to establish what are the known colors of materia. There's
We have red.
red, green, blue, purple, yellow.
That's all we've seen so far.
Oh, yellow's gonna be like mid. Yellow's definitely mid. Yellow's like those lemon heads.
I think I'd like
which
yellow.
aren't bad, but I am establishing.
I had a bunch of lemon heads last night, so it is what it is. I'm putting blue at number 1, purple at number 2, yellow at number 3, green at number 4, and red at number 5 for me.
God, you put a lot of thought into this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you're just ready on this.
I've had this discussion before
So
with
what?
Deep Rock.
What are the? So if I think that red is cinnamon, the green to me is gonna be those like the peppermints you pick up at restaurants and you expect them to be mint, but they're actually like key lime.
Okay.
Have you had
See,
those?
I was thinking kind of like a like sour apple. Is what I think of when I see green.
That's what I was thinking.
Stuff, but-
If your theory is true, then green goes to the very bottom for me.
It's worse than cinnamon.
It is.
Yellow lemon head. We said, or the
What's even the point of putting them in the crates?
are the purples grape? I feel like they're not the right color for grape.
It's the color purple. It's the flavor
It's the
purple.
flavor purple.
It's the flavor purple. It's like purple Jolly Ranchers. It's like I don't think they're grape, but they're purple flavored, and
I don't think they're good either.
I love them.
No, that's not for me. Oh, the boxes.
Wow.
Now, if these don't give me something good, I just want to point out I had to go out of my way to send that
Yeah.
bridge over there and knock them down. Now I got to go back and put the bridge where it's supposed to be. If there isn't good stuff in those boxes, all I'm saying is I'm buying a ticket to Tokyo. I'm going to have a conversation with whoever put those boxes there. I'm going to find them.
What are you gonna say?
I'm going to say, why'd you put those boxes there?
Why'd you do that? That sucks. It's not fun.
It's not fun to move this crane really slowly.
They're like all but like crane machines. Well, you got a lot of stuff at least.
Mako shard.
You
I
got
got
an
an
elixir
elixir.
and a Moogle
An
medal.
elixir is actually a really, 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 really insanely crazy thing to pull from one of those. I'm going to say that wasn't worth it, though.
Nah, it
There's
was worth
one
it.
unbroken one back there that's hurting
Is there an
us.
unbroken one?
Yep.
Uh-oh. I don't think I get it.
That's the one that's
Nope,
got the
we're
turbo
gone.
ether in there.
Ah!
Yeah, that was the one that had 500 gil in it.
That's the one that had an extra sword for Cloud.
Absolutely. And it's a unique sword. You can only get it from that one box, and I forgot about it on this run.
Is there only one
There's
weapon
another-
in the
there's
game
another one right
that's
there.
like
All right.
super duper easily missable? Like, I mean, obviously,
So
there are ones
most
that
of the
are-
weapons are either handed to you in a cutscene, like as a reward.
Yeah.
For, like we got the metal knuckles from beating a boss, right?
Yeah.
Most of them are just given to you, or they are in. If there is a chest with a unique missable weapon, it is purple instead of yellow.
Yes,
the
and
highlights.
they're usually like in main progression. They're usually hard to miss. But I remember one specific
There is one
item.
weapon that is really easy to miss because you have to steal it from one boss.
And I only got it because you told me that beforehand. I would have never guessed.
That boss will also be the only time in the entire game we use the steal action in this playthrough. More than likely.
Because all you get is items, and items suck.
Yep, items are terrible.
Items are no good.
We're going to talk a lot about how items are no good in the next episode.
Oh, very good.
Well, not a lot, but there's going to be a point where we talk about it.
I'm dancing around that button.
Yeah, I know. It's got to be very precise. There's also going to be a lot more Cloud dancing around buttons before this episode ends and in the next episode.
Excellent.
And that makes 3. Enough to finally get our cargo platform.
Look at Barrett back there. He looks so cool.
He is so cool.
Okay, let's head on back to the H1 sign.
He looks cool, he acts cool, and his voice is cool. Barrett's
He
awesome.
simply is cool.
I hope that Jesse's injury isn't anything serious.
Why are we worried about that right now?
Mesmeric. See, if all crates were like that, it'd be fine.
I know. And Cloud's got a cover for Wedge too.
You know what you do? You just delete shops. All accessories and armor come from chests, and then it's fine.
But Jacob, what about the people that don't? What about the people that are casually going through the game and miss these things because they don't have eyeballs?
Fuck them.
Well, but Jacob, that's but the money from these people. They have to be able to beat the game.
They can play First Soldier and give me a lot of money there instead. But I guess they can't play First Soldier anymore.
No, I agree, but that's always the mentality that it's going to be, and like 2 of them. I don't know. It is weird where it's like you don't want the player to be put into a position where they cannot succeed. But I don't know. I feel like I guess it already kind of does this, but it's like, yeah, instead of new items in shops, it's like. Basically, if we're tiering items, it's like, you know, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, you know, as far as the game goes on, as far as like levels or what have you. It's like if you're getting like tier 5 loot out of an area, maybe all the shops are upgraded to have like tier 3 loot.
Something like that. I don't know. My thing is just like so much of like it's not always. It's not like loot and shops and RPGs are always bad or whatever, but it's just like it's so like there is really interesting character building stuff in this game. But it's mostly related to materia.
Yeah.
Which you get, like, so much of so easily without ever opening a shop.
Yeah.
And armor and stuff is just other than, like, oh, give me more materia slots.
Exactly.
It's just, I don't know. Like, there are, I don't want to, I'm also certainly not a guy who's like, well, the only mechanics that matter are the ones that promote fun. Because it's like, first of all, that's subjective.
Yeah.
Some people are like, you know, anytime that there's like cutscenes or dialogue that take control away from me, that's ruining the experience.
Oh, jeez.
Like I'm a guy who, under the right circumstances, like I think that Red Dead being a like miserably slow experience with really, really slow animations and no fast travel system is right for that game. Because that's not a game like, you know, people have talked about the debate back and forth on that is, oh, well, the slow animations of skinning an animal in real time and putting stuff in and out of your saddlebag, that's all immersive. And then the argument backwards is, by the way, there's a trick here, folks. Don't stop this when it gets to the bottom. Because we saw earlier, there's a porb up here.
Yes, sir.
So you got to grab that. This is an important porb. It's actually not. This one's okay. I think it's an MP up.
I don't know what flavor that is.
It's good.
Oh, no, it's, yeah, no, it is MP up. Yeah, okay.
That's fine.
That's fine. No, the important one is the borb, the blue orb that we're going to get when we
I don't
get across
remember what
this
it is,
bridge.
but I remember... No, I think I do remember what it is, and it's really good.
It's really important, and it's I think it's the only one that you can get.
I think so.
Until New Game Plus. I think you can get this again in New Game Plus. Maybe I'm mistaken.
Yep.
Elemental materia.
Discovery clear.
So elemental materia doesn't do anything on its own. In the materia slots in here, Aiden, you may have noticed that sometimes, like, if you look over there right now, like those two on the first two on Barrett's and the first two on Tifa's are like bound, but the first two on Cloud's aren't. So if two materia slots are like linked like that, then they can possibly affect each other. There are certain materia which they don't just do a thing on their own. They're supposed to like be bound to another materia.
Okay.
What elemental materia does is if you attach it to a weapon, then it gives, anytime that weapon attacks, it does elemental damage. So right now I'm going to give Barrett this elemental materia, and then I'm going to, next to it, put a lightning materia. That means that every single time Barrett is, or I put an ice materia, sorry, not a lightning one. Every time that Barrett shoots at an enemy, he is going to be doing ice damage now.
That's pretty stinking cool.
Now, if it's up against an enemy that's not weak against ice, it's doing the same thing as always. You can see over in the corner, also there's a visual effect. When it's on Cloud's sword and there's a fire material linked, his sword's covered in fire. Everybody's weapons change if there's an elemental effect attached to them.
That's
they look
cool.
visually enchanted. So if it's attached to your weapon, then it does damage of that elemental type. If you're using ice materia elemental attacks against an enemy that's not weak to ice, normal attack.
Okay.
If you're doing it against an enemy that is weak to ice, though, it will do additional damage, and if they're susceptible to, if an elemental damage increases their stagger meter more, the stagger meter will increase faster.
Okay.
It is a wonderful, wonderful materia.
Later on, we will get armor that also has linked cells.
Okay, that was my next question.
And you can put elemental materia and a conjoining, fire, ice, water,
To buff to that element.
Yes, to increase your resistance to it.
Yeah.
It is almost impossible to max out the elemental materia in one playthrough. Even if you are grinding, it will take so long to level, you will not get it to max rank.
Wow.
But that's because it's super good.
It's because it's too strong. Because at bottom rank right now, it's like we get an extra 8% damage of the element type, right?
Okay.
As we level it up, it gets up to like extra like 25%, 30% damage or something like that. It gets a lot more damage. However, if it's defensive, the upgrades are crazier.
Yes.
Right now, it's like reduced damage.
It's you take half the elemental damage.
It's half from the start?
Yes,
okay,
it's
yeah, no,
half
it's
from the start.
Now having it attached to your weapon is like too good to not, though we will eventually be able to get 2 of these things, if I recall correctly. It might only be on the second playthrough you can get 2, though. I don't remember.
I believe there is another in the game, but I don't remember where.
Right now, if it's on your armor, halves damage. Once you upgrade it, negates damage from that element.
Oh,
when it's
my
maxed,
goodness.
heals.
From that damage.
There is a boss we're going to, if we get far enough today, there's a boss who throws down... Oh, hold on.
Embarking on an adventure to find some treasure.
Let's just have fun with his friends.
What a cool guy.
I was just gonna say, once you, like, there's a boss we might see later today who throws down electric mines. On my hard mode playthrough, I absolutely smoked that guy because I made myself heal from electric attacks. I just walked through his mines and they healed me.
Ventilation system service mode active. Access maintenance terminal to complete procedure.
What you got? Potions and music.
Oh, this is Chocobo.
Imagine a vending machine that said Mountain Dew and music.
Dude, that'd be so rad.
Buy tickets to the Eras tour and buy Code Red.
That's another thing, cleaning up all my old stuff, as I found some like old Halo 360 era Mountain Dew.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
It wasn't opened?
Nope.
Nice.
Code Red and regular.
Nice. We were having that conversation about, like, if you could shoot any fire liquids out of your fingers.
Yes.
And I proposed, like, discontinued drinks, and I was thinking stuff like those, like, promotional Mountain Dews or whatever that I've never even drank normal Mountain Dew. Or, like the actually promotionally released, like, Final Fantasy potion soft drinks that they do, like, a single run of when one of these games comes out and then they're gone forever.
Do that. Do Fallout 4 Nuka-Cola. That I couldn't get because the bastards that worked at Target stole it before they put it out there.
Oh my god.
I'm still so bitter about that.
Sons of bitches.
Because I went there the moment it opened and I was like, where is it? And they're like, yeah, our manager bought all of it.
I believe that. I believe. What year is this?
Whenever Fallout 4 came out.
That was like 2017, I think. Anyway, so
I'm asking because I'm wondering if a person that I know was working there at the time.
I'll check.
They may have. Give me their name so I can
I don't remember exactly
Hurt
what she
them
worked
in
there.
Minecraft.
So we're going to really mess with this Queen Gash strike real fast. There are some Sentry Rays up here we need to take out with lightning magic. Barret has deadly dodge, and he can shoot ice damage out of his gun now. When he does his deadly dodge, he sweeps his gun in front of him and just releases a burst of explosions.
Interesting.
That is
I never
going to
deadly
be
dodged with him.
that is going to break some fights later.
Really? Okay. This is good stuff.
Right now, it's just neat. And we've got really strong blizzard, so we've already got this thing staggered. And everybody's got their ATB gauges almost full. So this queen's going bye-bye. We got 32 seconds to hit a console. We just have to finish the fight in that time. It's not that hard. One more robot. I don't even have to look at it. Cool guys don't look at explosions. All right, I have to hit the console still. Beep bop bop boop beep bop bop boop.
It's funny seeing him use a computer because in my brain I'm like, does he even know what he's doing?
No, that you're thinking of Sora.
Can this man read?
I'm sure.
Cloud might have started in data entry. You don't know. He probably started in the mailroom. He
may have.
worked his way up.
Oh yeah. Is this what I remember?
This is summoning material.
Wow.
What kind of badass will pop out of this one?
We'll see.
Yes, indeed. What kind of badass comes out?
Yeah, so that's a joke that they've honestly already spoiled a little bit because you saw the little notification. But if you missed it, you can look over here in the preview. The badass is a chocobo with a Moogle riding it.
That is adorable.
Deals wind damage.
Chocobo and Moogle is one of the weaker summons you can get in this game, but what it lacks in firepower, it makes up for in comedic effect.
Yes, and also being the second summon you get.
And we could all use a good laugh in this life every now and then.
Absolutely.
The thing is, it's like, yeah.
Kill them with laughter, they always say.
It'll get outclassed, but it is another summon with another element type. So it's like if you're going against something, you know, aerial stuff or what have you.
Fallout 4 was released in 2015.
2015. Okay, probably
not someone
not,
you know.
then.
Oh, well.
Okay, they get off this time.
If we figured out who it was, we were going to their house. We were busting in. We were going to find where they had the Nuka-Cola.
I was going to demand
They've
the Nuka-Cola.
moved several times since then.
Now don't worry, Joey. They will make some promotional Nuka-Cola for Fallout 5 after they make Elder Scrolls 6 in 12 years.
Exactly. If Bethesda even exists by then.
They won't. Elder Scrolls 6 ain't never coming out.
No. And here's the thing, I'm sure it sucked. I'm sure it wasn't even good, but it's like, it was just...
Yeah, would have been fun to have.
Would have been neat. I would have had the bottle on my shelf.
You know what's really funny? Is they have the opportunity to finally redo their engine like they had with Starfield.
Yep.
And they're still not gonna.
They're not going to.
Cargo platform activated. Awaiting input.
This is gonna sound, I guess, this is gonna sound hateful and cynical, but it's like...
About Bethesda? About Todd? Say it ain't so, Joey.
I'm so happy that so many people are like, man, Starfield sucks. I'm so happy that it's like, because obviously there are plenty of like diehard fans that are like, no, it's good. But it's like the majority of like the casual Bethesda audience, like the people that are just getting the game, are like, wow, going to planets and doing side quests is just awful. It's like, oh.
I heard pretty positive overall things about the main quest in the game, but just a lot of like the freeform Bethesda-y stuff is like
but it's like the thing I hear the most about is like, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to this planet to do a side quest. It's like, okay, well, you can't control your ship unless it's in space, so it lands in a predetermined spot, and then you get out and you run for 3 minutes to get to a location where somebody says, go to this place that's 5 minutes away, and then you run 5 minutes away, and then go talk to a person, and then come back, and they say thanks, and then you go back, to your ship, and you loading screen to get into your ship, unskippable animation to get into the cockpit, unskippable animation to fly into orbit, loading screen, then you're in orbit, then you can fast travel, where you get a loading screen, and then you get the animation of the ship landing, and then you leave your ship, which is another animation.
I'm trying to show off Barrett's deadly dodge here because I thought I'd done it too fast in the previous boss fight. I wouldn't get to explain it, but I actually got to explain it. Okay, so my repeatedly pausing with Barrett swinging at that turret uselessly was not important. Instead, we talked about Starfield during it. These are the things that happen when you pre-tape it. You never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen. There was a few years ago, there was a legitimate fear in my head of like, Starfield might be cool, and then I'll be sad I can't play it because I don't have an Xbox. And it's like, boy, I sure am glad.
Well, that's too bad, Joey, because as it turned out, Bethesda released another game called Hi-Fi Rush that was actually really, really good, and you can't play that either!
No, that's the real problem. That's the real problem.
If I get a good PC in the near future, we'll LP that.
Okay.
I promise.
Awesome. And speaking of other games that are probably going to be really bad, I'm not going to be able to play it, I don't think, but I have downloaded Skull and Bones demo right now.
Oh my god.
I do. I got it.
I didn't know there was a demo out.
It's only this weekend.
Oh, it's going to be so bad.
That's what I'm thinking, but I've got the demo, but I'm not gonna.
I just don't understand how it can be good at this point.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like I'm not gonna have time tomorrow, and I doubt I'm gonna have time when I get home, so I'm just gonna have to miss it.
Ubisoft only made it because they didn't want to go to war with the Chinese government. Okay, like there was it's not good.
No, it wasn't Chinese. It was Portuguese, wasn't it?
I thought it was in Shanghai. Was where that.
I thought it was.
There's a whole thing going on with that game.
There is.
There's so many nations involved.
I'm
in
gonna
the
try to
Sea of
Google,
Thieves.
but I don't think
it's not called Sea of Thieves. It's called Skull and Bones.
It's the game. They're hoping to get PlayStation Sea of Thieves money for the people like me that want to play Sea of Thieves but can't.
I could have sworn. No, you know, I told you it's Ubisoft Singapore.
Singapore, that's the one. We were both wrong, but I was closer. I only say that because I knew for sure it wasn't China. Yeah, the Skull and Bones, for all of you who don't know, is the game that should have been shut down, but was not basically legally allowed to be shut down.
They had a deal. They had a deal with the government to generate jobs and ship a game. So that game was announced like 10 years ago now,
and was in absolute development hell, but they could not scrap it.
I wonder.
And so we'll get to see the fruits of their labor. Honestly, you know, I'll just be able to go on like YouTube and see other people that have played it and see what they think.
We've been talking a lot during this episode because we've just been wandering around in an unusually large Costco looking for one particular item.
We've been yapping.
But I really like the combat theme in that last chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's called Tightrope. Which they were just talking about the tension of walking a tightrope, which is also because you're walking around on that scaffolding above the city. There's multiple reasons it's called that, but it's just that just reminded me.
Wow, nothing.
Look at me unnaturally look the direction I'm not going to go, spinning the camera unnecessarily, slowly but surely wasting the time that I have on this precious earth, looking for trinkets that I don't need and will never use.
Oh,
Mercy! Wait. Cloud. Where's Jesse and Wedge?
Report.
Topside's going nuts after some terrorists jumped off a train.
See, they like reports.
Nice and quiet
Yeah,
here.
these guys, that's how you know they're the good
Had
guys.
no trouble securing your route into the
They
reactor.
want data.
You magnificent son of a bitch! Bring it in!
So, where are the others?
Man,
Not while you have the gun arm on, Barrett. Last time you did that, I cracked a rib.
not so bad she couldn't rope in this guy.
Thanks for stepping up.
It's a job.
Worked out pretty good. You picking that train you did. While Shinra scours Sector 4, you can waltz right on into Sector 5. It's a bit of a squeeze, but it ought to get you where you need to go.
Little dark and foreboding for my taste.
Beggars can't be choosers. Oh, and you'll be needing your grappling guns, of course. All set?
So it's super
Ready to
unimportant.
take on the world
But
and
those
then
grappling
some.
guns come out of nowhere if you didn't talk to Johnny's father
Yeah.
before doing side quests with Tifa. And he handed us a sack of a ton of stuff. There were a couple of items in it, and also a light machine gun.
For Barrett, I assume.
Yep. Whee! See ya. Down the garbage.
Okay, y'all. Keep these grappling guns close. Secure them to your belt or whatever so you don't lose them. When we're done, we'll be using these babies to get down safe.
Oh damn, I just realized I did not pause and open the key items menu to look at that.
Whoopsie.
Oh
Got it.
well. Too late now. Literally too late. So spoilers, you're not going to see the key item menu in the next episode.